So I wanted to show you, of course, we're in New York, so we have to keep things interesting with the Mini-14. So whatever we can do. So I found this thing from Accuracy Systems. People pretty much know about this. It's called the Harmonic Barrel Stabilizer 2, and this one came with the adjustable gas block, which I thought would be helpful because it shoots out brass about as far as it shoots out rounds. So I got in this, and I wanted to go through a couple of things with you because it's a little tricky putting it together, and you certainly don't want to lose anything. But I didn't see any good videos on YouTube, so I wanted to point it out. So the first thing is, I had taken off the old one. I actually have it over here just to show you. I cleaned it off. I saved the parts. Here's the old one. This is not adjustable. It's the OEM one. And that was pretty easy. I took off I think it was 4 bolts. Got that out of the way. No big deal. And now I'm going to show you, it came like this. Just want to make sure this is what it's like. This. With the bottom section, just get you a better view. Okay, and we've gotten the Mini-14 taken apart, which I'm sure you could watch other videos. People do a good job on that. It's pretty easy. I'm not that mechanically inclined, and it's not that difficult. Okay, so you just need your hex key set. So a couple of things. When you take off the gas block, you need this piece. Do not lose this piece. It's very tiny, very small. It's under the gas block, and it's very easy when you take off the gas block to just drop it. And if this drops, I'm telling you, you'll never find this thing. In fact, I'm actually getting nervous. Okay. So put that in. I just want to see which way. I try to copy the way it was before that. And then that bushing, sometimes you have to, depending on the fit, you have to shave it down a little bit. You put it in a drill, and you hold the drill bit with your other hand, and you spin this, and you just kind of rub off some. You shave it down, really small amounts. I've seen a good video on that, but fortunately, mine seems to fit really well. I have the new, it's a relatively new Mini-14. I think it's what's it called, Post 85 serial number. So it's really, so if yours is new with the tapered barrel, you should have no problem. So you put this, you just want to make sure everything aligns. If you see in there, if this is not aligned properly, you're not going to see the hole, and then it won't fit properly. So you save that, put that on, and then put this on top, and it should fit like this. The gravity's pulling it down, but if you look at it, I don't know if you can see it. Look at that fit over there. See that? Hold on. See that fit? It's beautiful. Fits perfectly. If it wouldn't fit, and it would be like a little like that, then you'd have to shave down that bushing, because it's the bushing that's preventing it from fitting tightly like that. But this seems to be pretty good, so we're going to leave it. So that, and then take the bottom piece. I think we'll put that on first. And I'm going to get a couple of bolts in just to hold it. I think that's the main thing. Don't lose that bushing. The instructions didn't really say whether to tighten that black bolt, so I won't do that yet. But in the meantime, no big deal. I have to say, the quality of the parts is phenomenal. It's beautiful. This is just beautiful. And you don't want to tighten one side until you tighten the other. You want to tighten a little bit, go around. And now's really a good time to really clean out your Mini-14. Yeah, no, the my serial number starts at 584. Okay, and then it's good to have one of these from Harbor Freight. And I just want you to see that because you really don't, it's actually pretty interesting because in the instructions it says you have to save that little piece, but that'll cost you $20 to order a new one. And if you lose the other small pieces, then it'll cost you another $20. So you just have to be very careful. And so these are the larger pieces, and maybe I only have to take out one. Oh, there's a little washer here. Washer goes in between. Okay, I can do that. Let me just see if it's the same size. This looks like the same size to me. All right, let's not be lazy. So in the front, it's very similar. You just tighten one, tighten the other. You can already see the look is just great. Now, I don't know if this actually improves the accuracy on these late model Mini-14s. I don't think it does, but certainly starts to look good. And there are a couple other pieces you also have to put in, which we're going to work together on, including this one. It has two bags. Look at it. That's the adjustment screw. And then this one has the red label on it. There's a little piece that you put in behind the adjustment screw. That's also a $20 part, so you don't want to lose that. And then I got this, which is I got this stud adapter, which I'm going to put in at the bottom of the rifle, because we're going to lose the other stud adapter that I had. We want to get the Bipod on. So this is where we are. I put it on, and the instructions are just a little poor, so I'm going to work it through. It doesn't say when to tighten that bolt, but I think I should have tightened it before, because it locks the tube inside in place, so that in the appropriate way, so that this can restrict the gas. Otherwise, it just won't fit together properly. The other issue is, I think according to instructions, it just seems to be normal, but there is a gap there. I don't know if I can Dremel it out. I don't know if I have the skills to do it, but it doesn't really bother me, but maybe there's something I can do. And then the only other issue is, there are two ways of going with this project. You could do it with this adjustable gas block, or you could keep your regular gas block, or basically buy one. In other words, a couple of options. One is, what's nice about this is attached to this AccuStrut, so that it'll give a tighter hold onto the barrel, which is great, unlike others which are just like kind of screwed on, but maybe not as tight as this. You could get this in a fixed block version, and then simply change the little I forgot what it's called, that little circular thing inside, so that it's smaller, and then less gas will go through. But that's fixed. You won't be able to adjust it. The newer versions of this, which are not attached to the AccuStrut, actually that's called the bushing. You can put in a smaller bushing in there so that there's less gas, but that would be a fixed solution, which isn't bad. The newer versions of this, which they don't make attached to the AccuStrut, has like an adjustable screw at the bottom that you can by hand adjust it. The negative with this is, which I'm just trying to give you an overview, is that look at these parts. You got the screw with that, and then you have, this is a part. I mean, I'm not joking here. You got this little part. It's like it's smaller than a grain of rice. So it's like half a grain of rice. That's how small it is. So the question really is, do you want to do all this stuff? If someone unscrews that by accident, you're going to lose that little part and they won't even know, especially if they're not familiar with the rifle. So that's the negatives and the positives of this. Hopefully the positives outweigh the negatives. I do like the way it looks. I'm very impressed. The quality of this is excellent. Everything they have there is excellent. You should feel really comfortable buying stuff from Accuracy Systems. They're wonderful. And Carl is the best. You call him on the phone, Carl will answer your questions. And then later I'll figure out what the story is with this for the bipod peg. I got to figure out how that's going to hook up. Okay, so let me just take it apart again and play with it. Okay, so I took it apart again, and I think I'm starting to figure this out. It'd probably just be easy to call Carl. This is what adjusts your pressure, this thing. And this is the piece, if you can see, this is the piece that goes on the bottom. That's the gas pressure screw, okay? This little thing, those little teeny parts, they go in here. That just locks this into place. This is going to go in and, where's this? This is going to go in and lock that so you can't adjust that anymore. I don't know why they need all those pieces to lock it into place, but whatever. That's what it is. And you can see when you look in, what happens is, I'm going to come in from the other direction. That screw is going to, see that? See that? So I was doing it, I wasn't, you have to leave it in fully open when you install it. And when you screw this in, let's see if I could just show you. As you screw this, it's going to start cutting off the gas. Hold on. Am I loosening it? It's hard to... But basically, this set screw is starting to cut off the gas. And it's also the hole is going out of place because there's nothing holding it in. But you see? So this has to be fully open. So I'm going to leave this in the fully open, and I'm able to see that it's open by sticking in a hex key and getting it right to the point where it's just at the beginning of the hole, so that when you turn it, so each turn is going to start to block that hole. Which is interesting. We need a hex key to... So they make you use like a hex key to turn it. Let's see. So now, yeah, it's starting to impede on the hole. I can't really capture it, but it's starting to impede on the hole. So now I'm opening it up more so that it's in fully open. You see? The hex key goes. It's I'm satisfied. So that's the position it should be in. I got it. And all that. So that's actually not bad. You can adjust it with a hex key. I feel actually better. I just feel that the set screw is, why do you need all this stuff to set the screw? You need a this or that. You need a small piece that you're going to lose. look, I hope once you set it that you don't have to do it again. But that's the story where we are now. All right, so I got it back together. I did try to Dremel it a little bit inside on top, and I got a little closer. It doesn't really bother me, so that's good. And put it back. It's looking good. And now we just, I put it in the open position, and then I just screwed it a little bit so I could see it's a little bit starting to restrict the gas. So now all we have left to do is put in this little, you need like a tweezers to get this in. And if you lose it, it's $20, so. Okay, it's a little piece of metal. I don't want to lose it. Let's see. Come on, buddy. I think a tweezer would be helpful, but let's see. I think it's in. It's in. Then you open up your bag. Basically, you take this screw, move the bolt towards the top, and then a little screwdriver. I need. Okay, so actually it's the bolt is all the way up, and there's the screw, and it uses a little hex key that they actually give you. And then, let me see. I always unscrew it when I'm putting it in. I push it in, turn towards the unscrewing, and then you'll feel it click in, and then I tighten it. That's usually what I do, so I never have a problem with cross screwing. So that's that. And then you use the little wrench just to tighten the bolt on so it holds it back. So it provides pressure. I'm not ready yet to actually finish with that because I have to test it at the range, which I'll do, and then I'll just type up a report of how it went. But I think that's fully installed, and we'll put it together and see what else we have to do. So for the last part of it, I'm just decided to add a bipod peg because my Harris bipod, I have actually a copy of one, and I used to hook it up to my Mini-14 with this Harris bipod adapter, which you can buy, which is pretty good, but it no longer works with the new gas block. So Systems Accuracy, they sent me this, you can see it, metal piece, a peg, and a washer. So I'm just going to drill a hole. I've taken out, this is the bottom part of the Mini-14. I've taken out the metal, and I'm just going to drill a hole through it. But first, I'm going to put it right in front of the, there. See if that's centered. Looks centered. And then we'll mark it. It fits perfectly, like it's made for it. Quarter. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, I'll drill a hole. And I positioned it, just so you see, it's right against this rib. There's this front rib. It's the first of the real ribs. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's a hole there and that. But I'm putting it right here, right in front of it, so it'll kind of like be able to rest against that. And I'm just going to drill a hole, which is just slightly smaller than the size of the peg bolt. Let's see. Okay, so we're just going to drill it. Let's see. Okay, so you can always make it bigger. You can't make it smaller. And put this in this way. Actually, with the raised part sticking upward. Okay. Now we have the peg. I dropped that. Okay. Let's get the peg. So I think rather than making it too big, you want to just go slow. I got this, put the washer on, and I'm going to tap it in because you want it to have friction against the hole, hopefully without scratching it. Make it a little bigger. So I had some difficulty with it, so I came up with an idea. I put the stud in here. I don't know if that'll help, but maybe I could kind of like screw it in. That worked. Let's get it off. Somewhat. A lot of crazy ideas, but actually does seem to. And it's going in. It's very tight, but that's a good thing because that's what you want. Just need something to turn it. Alright, so the thing with the drill didn't work, but making it the hole larger and larger did seem to work. And you just have to keep going back and forth. And I'll finish it up. Okay, guys, so I just wanted to give you an update and just to finish things up with the video. Um, what I did was, I know I made a total mess with the peg. What I ended up doing is, just so you know, if you buy it, and I do recommend you buy it from Accuracy Systems, I put it on the second rib because it's too close on the first rib. It interferes with the with this clamp. Um, so what I did was I put it right before the second rib, which is about here. It's about like where the third one is, maybe between the third and the fourth hole up here. And what I did was I put the metal piece that goes inside. I butted it up against the rib, and then I drilled a hole through, and I put the peg up through it very tightly, a small hole, just enough for it to go in. And what I did was, the metal is butted against the rib, which is what you want. If you get it too close by accident, just take a screwdriver and a hammer and just tap it in. The rib will like just move over a drop and actually make it tighter, because it'll be very tight against the rib. Tight down, you'll get a really nice peg there for hooking up your Harris or compatible bipod adapter. So that's great. It worked out super. And I'll just give you a quick look at it just so you can see. In the end, this is what we have. So we have the adapter. It looks good. It's not exactly the same color, but because it's a different material, but it's beautiful. I was able to Dremel a little bit out there inside here to get it to fit a little bit better. You can see it's not as noticeable. It looks totally great. I'm just happy with that. And I have a lot of pieces from Accuracy Systems. You can look at my video. I have the extended safety over here. I have the larger trigger, fits over the trigger. And then I have the larger magazine release. Everything I've bought from Accuracy Systems has been great. I think the only other thing I would like to do, but I haven't seen any, is this is important because especially when you change the gas block settings and you reduce it, it may change where the brass is ejected, and you need this to protect the scope from the brass, you know. So, but I do like the this sight from Accuracy Systems. It's great. So I would like one that's maybe made of the same stainless steel or nickel look, and then something like this where you could actually see through it. This came with the Ruger, but I haven't seen one where you could see through it, where it's mounted this way. I don't know why, and Ruger doesn't sell it. This is just hooked up that way. You know, I use the scope occasionally. The sights are just excellent. If you use this sight from Accuracy Systems, you're going to be really happy. And I think it was a little difficult to install. The hardest part was getting out the old screw from the old one with a blowtorch, and you can imagine, I'm not a gun expert, but I was able to. I cut out the old one with a Dremel. That helped to get it off, and then the screw, it just kept breaking. So I actually cut it with a Dremel, put a screwdriver into it, and then I took when I cut this off, I was able to get a wrench to get the screw out. But whatever, this is great. Now it's really great, and it's really a fun gun, as you know. So I really highly recommend it, and I think everything from Accuracy Systems I've gotten is great. I would say just a couple of things I wish they would do differently is, like I said, I think this is just too, like, I don't know if the word is over-engineered. There are too many small parts in there. I wish they would have something, a locking system, that was just a little bit simpler. I think you can do that. Because if you give this gun to someone or someone plays with it, the pieces are going to fall out and they won't even know. It's so small. The other thing I think is the adjusting valve, which is over here. I wish they would give you the Allen key for it. It's not a big deal. I have an Allen key, but you know, I'm just going to keep that with the gun, and I may have to get another Allen key. It just would be nice if they included it. Not a big deal, but you know, they do give you an Allen key for this one. I don't know why they can't give you an Allen key for that one. In any event, otherwise, it looks great. It's everything I would have wanted. This is just for show, and I really don't think it actually makes it more accurate. It certainly, I'm not firing from such far distances that it'll matter, but it actually is a really well designed product because this is all connected. It's very, really gives it rigidity. It just, so I think it actually will improve things, but it's great. So if you have any comments or anything, put it in the comments. I know I'm far from an expert, but I hope this gave you more detail on how to do the process because I didn't see any videos on it, and it can be a little intimidating, but you can do it. Take care.